Hello, survivors. The world of Zealand, Las Vegas is dark, brutal, and unforgiving as it is set during the zombie apocalypse that threatens to wipe out the human race. The content will be graphic and violent in nature, so be prepared. We return now to Zealand, Las Vegas to see how our group of survivors faces this dark new existence. Welcome back, everybody, for episode 2, chapter 1 of Zealand, Las Vegas, a tabletop RPG based on the zombie apocalypse. Today we are joined by Chloe.
Oh, hi!
Mitch.
Hello.
Rosie had to step out. Matt.
Hello.
Doodle.
Hello.
Gabe has joined us.
Hello.
Tess.
Hello.
Jesse.
Hey.
And Todd. When you turn it over to
Todd,
Chloe.
speak
Turn it over to Chloe for a recap of episode 1.
Okay, so episode 1. In game, we just ended a D&D session, which is when we usually meet up in real life, and that's why we were in the game. Okay, so yeah, so we did D&D, and it like ended, right? So it ends, and we're like, cool, what do we do now? What's that? That's commotion, I hear. So we're like checking out the commotion in the ocean, you know? So
Demonetized.
So the commotion in the ocean was basically like the highways and shit. They were getting blocked up. And like everyone's like, yo, what's happening? And we're like, what's happening? I don't know. So we continued to live our life, but we knew that we were all like trapped in the apartment because ain't no one leaving without the highways. Ain't no one leaving in a car. Y'all can walk, but like there's commotion in the ocean. So we stay in the apartment, and then all of a sudden, after playing a few rounds of like Jackbox, are you okay? I'm sorry for killing Doodle here. Doodle need to step out for the weekend. So, after the commotion in the ocean, we decided to play Jackbox. Whenever we were playing Jackbox, Matt heard some commotion from down under.
Under the ocean.
Under the ocean, which means down underneath the apartment, because we're like on the second floor of the apartment. There's 2 floors. So on the second floor, which is where we are, there's the underneath. And that's where we heard like banging, and like we heard like a high-pitched scream, and we're like, ah, shit. And Mitch and Jesse decided to go check it out because they're manly men and they do what they please. So with that, whenever they went down there, Mitch decided to text. Oh yeah, they brought like weapons or whatever.
Or whatever.
So what happened? Oh yeah, Mitch sent a text. He's like, "We're okay," and then boom, zombie child. Sorry, the child that decided to attack and was very bloody and fucked up. Yeeted through the window. So with that, Mitch just decided to whoop, kick that skull in, smushy. So the kid zombie's dead, deceased. LOL.
We don't know it's a zombie.
Yeah, you're right. We don't know what happened, but he got a kill count. So yay! And now we're like, they decided to explore the house because they're like, what the fuck is this? What's happening? We're manly men. Let's do this. So instead of coming back upstairs to like tell everyone that they're okay or whatever, they decided to go check it out. So they decided to go check it out, and they check it out, and there's a mom with the throat ripped out and like blood and like deadness, and they're like, let's leave, dog. What up? That's what happened.
Alright.
Last episode, and this episode's gonna be even more cool because guess what? Knives.
Alright, welcome back to episode 3.
Thank you, Clay, for that 10-minute recap of our 1-hour episode. So, as stated, Mitch and Jesse are downstairs, having just discovered a grisly scene of the mom being torn apart and the child, the oldest child, having been aggressive and basically almost coming through a safety window after them to attack.
The yeet.
They were trying to figure out whether they should continue searching the apartment or they should head back upstairs. Before we get to that, you all would have heard the initial commotion of the window being kind of thudded up against after the door was hit. Is there anything upstairs you would like to do? Todd had been jumping up and down trying to make some noise. Rosie was on the balcony listening and kind of communicating back and forth with Mitch. Is there anything anybody else would be doing?
I'm still watching the news and looking online at news articles or Facebook, kind of alternating.
All right, so while the whole thing's going on, you've been just kind of seeing more of the same. Like Rosie had brought up some World Star videos earlier, people showing like homeless people attacking somebody near Gold Spike on the Strip or off Fremont Street, and you just kind of start to see more and more of the same thing. Like nothing concrete, but a lot of people are starting to post like people are crazy outside. I hear a lot of noise. You know, hey, was that a gunshot? You know, like we have the Facebook pages for your local area. Was that gunfire, fireworks, question mark, what's going on? Your feed starts to get kind of more and more along the lines of something's not great.
Yeah.
Anybody else before we get to our intrepid heroes?
I would probably have my new knives in my hand. And I would probably watch for the door.
No, get out. You're not welcome here.
Thematic entrance.
But yeah, I would
don't let him
probably
leave, then we
just-
don't let him in. Like,
I would probably just be like sitting on the floor with my knife in my hand and just watching the door, waiting for returns, waiting for answers. Paranoia, not setting in, just more like freaking out, but like calming down and freaking out and then calming down.
Right, so Gabe, for your part, you've kind of just been in your bedroom for the most part. You weren't feeling great, and you just decided to skip D&D tonight. You didn't have a fever or anything.
Okay.
You just weren't feeling good. You're overtired from a long shift.
Depresso.
Yeah. So just a few seconds ago, you heard scream, bang, 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 scream. You heard your door open and close to the house. You heard another couple of loud whumps. You got a text message from Mitch saying, "We're okay."
And of course, the unmistakable sound of toddling jumping up and down.
Yeah, you hear thump, thump, thump from your gentle friend Todd, checking for noise downstairs by jumping up and down the floor. What do you want to do? You were asleep for the most part. You just kind of came to with those screaming from your downstairs neighbors. It sounded like in the bedroom right below yours. High-pitched scream.
not to put our neighbors on blast, but I hear that quite often. I'll probably just go back to sleep.
But
But
then
then you heard everything
yeah,
else.
but then the screaming and the loud thuds continues, and you get the text
We're
message comes
okay.
in from Mitch saying, "We're okay."
With the text message I come out with, what's going on?
Well, there's some weird noises from downstairs that Mitch and Jesse decided to go investigate for some reason.
And on a national scale, there's something really crazy going on. It's all over the news. Like, if you look online, it's just filled with like posts
Oh,
about
yeah,
people
swine
trying
flu.
to run and no one getting anywhere. The highways all clogged. People are getting randomly attacked by people.
You would think after years of playing D&D, those two would know not to split the party.
What? This isn't D&D. This is real life.
We're not that game.
Fourth wall. So,
And and you see me with a knife, and I'm just like,
So you know nothing.
Who allowed that?
Just,
Do you think you just allow this? Or is,
Well, it happened, so yeah.
why would anyone stop
it's
her? She has a knife.
protection.
I'm not gonna rip the knife away from her. Do you want to try to take the knife away from her? Because I'm not coming anywhere near that.
I had no reason to live. Gone.
I don't want to attack you.
Well, y'all are filling Gaben. We go back to Mitch and Jesse, who are currently downstairs in the apartment. Jesse, having leaned over the countertop to see the torn apart mother, and Mitch is kind of looking down the hallway, seeing more of the same blood-covered handprints and scrapes along the wall, footprints in blood. It's everywhere. Like, you didn't know this much blood could come from a family, but you're learning quickly.
You haven't met my family. If I recall, we decided to dip, and we had just like
Close the door.
gently
finally.
closed the door to and we were gonna head back upstairs.
Before we head up, let's go to my car real quick. I have a knife in there.
All right. You parked near me, right?
Yeah.
Like right next to me.
Essentially.
Alright. You check your car. You grab your car. I grab mine. I've got some stuff in the back. I'll grab real quick.
Cool.
As you make your way towards your cars, your neighbor from across the way shouts out, "Hey, what the fuck's going on down there? What's with all the noise? People trying to sleep."
You know, it's pre-4th of July jitters. Everything there just seems people are sick. Stay inside.
I was trying to sleep. My whole family's asleep.
Go back to sleep.
Give me a perception plus 15.
Yeah.
I just killed a
51.
kid.
59. I fell by 8.
Bigger skill.
I've spent 2.
Both
So
of
am I.
you. You're both out there.
Oh, I
That's
get to.
Oh,
What am I rolling again?
Perception plus 15.
what's your perception?
Perception?
Yeah.
36.
36. Hey, we have the same perception.
25.
Hey, yay!
So this person is up on the 3rd floor. Or, sorry, 2nd floor.
Where did that get there?
So he's on the 2nd story across the way, and
Our next door neighbor's like right here.
like down the sidewalk a little bit, like where we usually park, kind of that road. As you're on the way to your cars, he's on the corner, like, "Hey, what's going on?" And you hear some thuds, like boom, coming from pretty much his open balcony, and he turns around, and really, like, before you can really register what's happening, something hits him from his side of the apartment and carries him over the balcony, and you see basically a woman like clutching him, like she grabbed his shirt, basically clutching him, brought him over the balcony, and they both hit the ground with a squelch. Like,
So, just so you know, the people who are in that, one of them is my coworker and his wife,
Nice.
or girlfriend. So that makes
But
it
your
10 times funnier.
coworker is dead.
He
And his
is
girlfriend is
no,
a
no,
son.
no. He's a 6'3" black dude with this little tiny white girl that he's dating.
that makes it even better. So it's a very loud squelch.
So just letting you know, I just
So-
figured I'd
Basically, like, he hits the ground, you hear just a crunch. She's on top of him, and he's like trying to push her off of her, and she just starts tearing into him, like tears his shirt off, starts biting into his chest, and she's just burying her whatever she can get into his chest cavity, like reaching in with her fingers and pulling it apart, and just chewing and chewing and chewing. And he's like screaming and screaming, but it starts to get gurgly as blood gets into his lungs.
Where?
Get what you need. We're going.
So this is literally like 20 feet from you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're halfway between your cars and the staircase, what are you doing?
Part of me wants to run.
While honestly, now I probably feel about this time that it's sinking in, like, oh, it's zombies
Or something.
or something.
Or bats.
You have
Or-
stuff in your house, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I can get this later.
So what are you doing?
We'll grab it later. Go.
Let's go.
Give me an athletics plus 30.
Plus 30?
To see how quickly you make it
back to your staircase.
Oh.
Is that 3?
Plus 30, you made it easy. I made mine by 2.
That's really good.
Oh.
Like, remember, now, the way they roll now is if your threshold is 60, the best you can roll is a 60. The second best you can roll is a 59.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
like
pass.
So and if with your plus 30, that's 68, and I rolled a 66.
So you are like out the
Fastest
gate.
I've ever actually
Yeah.
ran.
You basically,
Which makes sense.
you take off running, like your heart is hammering and your brain is going like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? Because you just saw like a 5'10" woman tackle like a 6'5" dude off the balcony, even shorter.
She's like 5'5".
So you basically saw someone Tessa's size tackle someone Todd's size off a balcony and eat him in front of you. Like, this is shortly after you boot stomping a child, so your brain, like, things ain't going great, but your fight or flight instinct kicks in again, and you just bolt, and you're taking the stairs like 2 and 3 at a time. And what did you get?
33.
So you're not far behind him. Like, you take off. I mean, you're not keeping up with him, but you both make it up the stairs. And both of you give me a perception -20.
Uh-oh.
Below
It's gotta be
6.
the 16.
Below
It's
16.
gotta be the 16.
Nope.
17!
Oh!
Okay,
85.
so Jesse, you don't hear anything. You're going up the stairs, and then Mitch, you make it to the door. So refresh my memory, is the door locked?
It is
Yes.
locked.
So you make it to the door, and as you reach for the door, you remember this lock. Out of the corner of your eye, you see movement coming from the direction of where you saw, but you don't see what it is.
From down below?
From down below, from where you saw the attack. You see movement, but your heart is pounding. You can't really hear anything. Like earlier, how you heard the gravel being like you don't hear anything because your heart's hammering your chest. You reach for the door, and it's locked.
Yeah, I would just knock on the door, just let us in, let us in, let us in,
I would
and look back at the stairs.
I'd
You-
unlock it as
you
soon as I heard
see
Mitch
her.
talking.
Covered in blood, tearing at you, screaming, and now you hear it.
And behind, is he still
He's
upstairs?
literally right behind you. Like
Okay.
you two are on the landing, and it's just screaming, and it's at the bottom of the
Oh,
stairs
wait,
as
no,
she
I
opens the door.
I'm next to the TV, so I'm
I
not
would,
anywhere near the
I
door.
would run to the
Okay,
door. 'cause
so
I
as
was,
she
Yeah, you
opens
can
the
see them through the
door,
window.
the woman hits the staircase, and she's coming up just like you did 2 or 3 at a time.
I would go to the top of the stairs.
You're already at the top of the stairs.
No, like I would go to the
Oh, you're
stairwell.
okay, gotcha.
Like, so she's running straight at me,
Yes.
and
What do you do?
I'm doing this too. I'm just gonna like.
I was gonna like boop. Yeah.
Oh, you with the boot, I'll click the bat. Just.
Okay. Roll me. So this is going to be an opposed skill check. Basically, she's going to roll her fight, and you're going to roll an applicable fight because you're both trying to fight. So basically, if you're using just your boot, it's going to be just flat. Plus, if I give you any modifiers, if you're using a weapon, if you look on your cheat sheet for examples, the weapons you're using a bat.
I've got the tire iron, but
Keep trying
I
to
honestly
figure out
think
something
I would say that's like a baton, so like a light weapon kind of thing.
Might be
Yeah.
like a club.
But
No, bats are medium.
That would be a medium, so
But-
that's going to be
Oh, okay.
like a
but-
-10 mod to defense
No,
for the zone.
Andres literally has a metal baseball bat.
I wasn't questioning
Oh
anything.
no, I was just clarifying.
But at the top of the stairs, like I have the high ground.
You do. You have
Like,
the, you have the
My
superior
boot would be
position.
what I'd use because I have more reach with that than I do a tire iron.
So yes, you definitely have the superior position, which gives you a +40 to your attack. She is charging, which gives her a +20. So the way this works as an opposing skill check is you're both going to roll. Now, whoever passes the closest to their modified skill is the victor.
So I
Basically,
don't want
she-
to spend a sigil.
So she is considered attacking, so she's going to roll first.
Okay.
But she's charging up at you. So you're going to get +40 to your dodge roll if she hits. If she doesn't hit, you don't have to roll. So she's going to roll her fight +20 for charging. So she basically is charging up the stairs at you, and she swipes out at you. like she's running at you. She tries to rape a hand across your chest, but she, like in her rage-induced state, she swings too early. So literally just kind of like poof, whiffs in the air in front of you, but the momentum is still carrying her towards you. Now is when you want to.
If she like whiffs down,
She does.
then instead of a boot, that's when it would be like the golf swing up with the tire iron.
So you're gonna have.
Would be how I'd react to that.
So you're gonna get.
Because she'd be too close to the stairs where I feel like my boot would hit.
Right.
Like I'd probably feel like I'd catch the stair and I'd just swipe at that point.
Alright, so you're gonna roll a fight plus 40 for your superior position.
Is it with the if I'm using tire iron and we're using it like a baton, is that with an additional
So no, that's gonna be a negative 10 to her dodge roll.
that's -5?
Or negative 5.
Batons are light.
Oh right. So
If that's what you want to call a tire iron.
I mean, I would just put tire in.
So you're
that
you're talking about like the ones that come like
Well, how big is your tire iron? It's not big.
yeah,
It's probably like
the tire
long,
irons
right?
that come
Yeah,
with the safety
it's
kit. in the
it's a
back.
small, it's a smaller one.
yeah, it's a portable.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so that'll be a baton.
That's why, like, it's not like a freaking
So
car
that
jack.
so that negative is to their dodge.
Okay.
Like because you're swinging at a
Plus
small
40.
thing.
Come on. 2.
All right. So that is a success. So you hit a 2, so 0-2.
Yep.
So that is going to be a hit location of
So that's 20.
The head?
20
That would
Oh, never mind.
Torso.
that'd be torso.
total. So
Which makes
Excuse
sense.
and it gives you
It's 10 damage.
10 damage plus 2. So it's 12 damage, which is a looking in the wrong place. Minor. It's a minor wound to the torso. So basically, she runs up at you. You club her in the torso. Jesse, you're right next to him. What do you want to do?
If he swung up, I want to see if I could just like, kind of like a push her away with the bat, like aggressively, like just like spear.
Push her down the stairs.
Okay, so that give me if you're trying to just push her down the stairs, give me a might.
Might?
Might plus 40 again for superior position.
So your might is 31, so you have to beat a
I
71.
have a bigger mic than you do. That's
Let's
funny.
see. 52.
And the threshold was 71.
Okay, so 52.
So you beat it by 19.
Well, right, but now in this win, we don't figure out how much you beat. Right, it's just you rolled, you succeeded.
Well, if this is a dodge roll for her, if she rolls closer to, then it matters, right?
So the way I'm doing it is essentially like she got her attack off on you, and this is kind of your reactionary.
Okay.
Like, we haven't got to the point where we're actually doing initiative, where there's actually turns.
Right.
But right now, we're just going to do kind of narrative until it becomes more of a bigger, bigger group. So with a 52, you said?
Yeah.
All right. So that is a great success. So basically, you shove her.
And that's another torso hit.
Well, this is more just to push her down the stairs than to really do
So she
damage.
like just falls
Yeah.
back down.
So basically, you give her a good shove with the baseball bat, and she goes just ass over head down, barrels back down the stairs, and you hear like a crunch as you see her head hits the stair and snaps. Like you see basically her neck not protruding through the skin, but it's definitely fucked up. And she hits the ground, but she doesn't stop moving. Everything's still flailing around, arms and legs still kind of pinwheeling in the air, but she's stationary essentially. But the screams are not as loud. They're more cut off because her neck's messed up and her windpipe's twisted. But it's more just kind of gurgled like. But she's still looking up at you, crazy bloodshot eyes, face covered with blood and parts from her boyfriend. But she's at the bottom of the stairs. And you two are now at the top of the staircase.
I'm saying get in here now.
Look at that.
What are you gonna do?
Look at her, she's screaming. Anything that comes near is gonna come to that.
I'm watching that. I'm curious. As soon as like I saw that they didn't come right in, I'd be looking out. I'm
So you're looking out through the door?
Yeah.
Same.
Alright. So you see basically, you see the two of them. Neither one of them have any blood on them or anything. And you see them both looking down the stairs. How far out are you looking?
I'm gonna take like one step out to where I can turn and look over the balcony.
I would look to you two in the door, and I'd point at the across the way neighbor. If that door opens, you close the door again, you lock it, and I'd start. Are you coming with me? Because I'm just gonna start going down the stairs again.
Well, I'm kind of following them.
So at the bottom of the steps,
Not following, but like
Right.
I follow.
you see who you know to be your coworker's girlfriend, and she's covered in blood, neck twisted at a weird angle. She's covered in gore. Like her whole front is just a bloody mess, and she's all messed up at the bottom of the stairs. You see her fingernails they have gore underneath.
Is
them.
anybody like outside with me besides those two?
I have my head peeked out.
I am elbowing you back and jumping in, and I am slamming the door. I'm locking it.
Door slams shut and locks
I
behind.
unlock it.
No, I'm like straight up like
I'm
I'm
like-
against the door. No.
They need
No,
to get in fucking
no.
fast.
They decided to go down the stairs. We're keeping this door fucking locked.
So you're-
She's still moving.
You two both give me a might check to see who can keep the door open. Flat might. Whoever gets closer or wins.
Oh, I did not pass.
I got a 69.
I got a
What is-
64.
Nice.
And what is your might?
39.
32.
So you pass. But I mean, you basically should kind of not shove her out of the way, but you put yourself in between her and the door lock. You reach behind yourself and you lock the door behind you. You are the gatekeeper for the door. So
No.
the rest of you,
No one's going out there.
like the rest of you in the room are here. And
No.
You see.
No.
Great for listening to his instructions.
Yeah, you
Because
see
now if
this.
someone comes out the other door, no one's going to be able to warn them. Move out the way if you're too scared.
What happened? What did you see?
That
Like,
like
they
chick's
need to
fucked
get
up. No,
back
she's
in.
like, fine, you're in charge. I just like
What
step
bit-
away from the door. No. The chick who was in the other apartment, she's literally at the bottom. I don't know. Mitch killed her. Mitch fucking killed somebody, and she's still fucking twisting and turning. And I'm not gonna be part of this. She's like covered in blood. She is like flailing about. Her neck is at a 45-degree angle. Like there is blood everywhere, and they decided to run down the stairs after her. If he wants to finish that kill, great, but I saw nothing. So I know cops are going to get involved. I saw fucking nothing. I don't even know how she's still moving with her neck broken like that. I am thinking zombies again, but that's just
Okay, okay,
weird.
okay,
Just-
okay.
Alright, so go ahead and give me a will check. -10.
That's fair. Hi, nope. Fail.
By how much?
7.
Alright, so that is a
Wait. Hold on. You said +10 minus 10.
Minus 10.
Oh shit.
Feel like 27.
27. Failed by 27. I took the middle one. All right.
That's bad.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
so that is a significant mental wound.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So basically, the way mental wounds work is a minor wound that Mitch and Jesse suffered that will go away at the end of the session. You had a significant wound, which means you're basically going to have to role play it away. It'll be kind of at my discretion when it goes away, but the trigger for you is basically like you saw someone that you know, without really knowing all the details. You see them messed up. Like you saw that woman like the
As
other
far
day.
as I know, he just killed somebody.
Exactly. So right now you're freaking out. Maybe Mitch killed this person. You know this person. You're not losing your shit, but
I'm
it's
freaking
not.
out.
Yeah, it's not good. But that's
So
that's
how do
kind
I
of what
mark that on?
So on the back of your character sheet,
Yeah.
there's the mental.
Yeah, and I see the
See significant?
significant. Yeah.
I just like put an X through it.
Okay, so like for the first little height.
Yeah, for the first 30.
Okay, so for the first 30. Okay, that makes sense.
Whatever makes sense to you as far as tracking them. That's kind of. There's no real instructions in this how to like mark your character sheet. So it's gonna be
So but it's just the first box.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
just
easy.
the first one.
That's easy enough.
So basically, you are going to suffer. One second.
It's not grievous though.
No. You're only going to take a -10 to social skills.
Okay, which ones are my social skills?
That'd be stuff
Oh,
like persuasion,
Deceit,
deceit,
diplomacy.
Insight, yeah, stuff like that.
okay,
And
so
that's-
-10.
That's
to,
listed as non-physical skills.
Okay, so -10 to social skills.
Yeah.
Okay, I got that in there.
So that's been settled. Gabe
Yes.
is now in charge of the door.
I
Yeah.
assume he didn't just kill
No.
her for any reason. There has to be a reason.
Bro, like, they chased down the stairs to finish
And
it
Mitch
off.
is not a killer. For no reason.
Well,
He's
to
not a
be
murderer.
fair, I don't know Mitch all that well.
I know we have to know he's not going to just murder someone.
No, obviously something's going. No, especially not a woman. Especially not a
I
woman.
heard
He's
an awful
usually-
lot of weird screams.
He's straight up like someone that. No, something. No.
Why not? I want to see what this
Good.
is.
We just
Bro.
need to keep the door unlocked.
You-
That's
you do
all.
that?
You just unlock. I want to see what.
Okay.
So Gabe unlocks the door, opens it, and calls out, "You all good?" So at this time, you two have made your way. You're still on the staircase. She's at the bottom staircase. Her head is facing away from you. So basically, you're looking at her legs.
Right.
And you see from the tumble down, like one arm's broken, the bones pop through the skin, like exposed fracture. Legs are twisted at a weird angle, but she still, she sees you, and the closer you get to the bottom of the stairs, the more like frantic she gets.
Right.
Like
If I'm at the bottom of the stairs first, I probably would have like left off the bottommost stair to like try and land on like her wrist with a boot to like pin it down.
Okay, so you do that. Give me an athletics plus 30.
Because like I'm leaving off the bottom stair. Like,
Athletics plus 30 is pretty.
another 2.
Alright, so you land on her wrist. It's the non-broken arm wrist. So basically, you're on her right side. You're pinning her left arm down, but you're to the right side of her body, as looked at from the stairs.
As soon as I like land, I would just look up at Jesse coming down the stairs and just. I think all I could probably get out is just head.
So honestly, seeing earlier, like what he did earlier, straight. I'll try to aim for that same spot.
So it's going to be aim, which is minus 10, but give me a fight plus 40 for superior position.
So
So
So it's just a plus 30.
Plus
so yeah, it's
65.
66.
Yeah. Am I able to?
You can spend a sigil to reroll. You
To
can't.
reroll
You
it?
can't boost it because you already rolled, but you can spend a sigil to reroll.
Well,
Or-
so he can boost his reroll if he burns 2 sigils.
Right. But like you can't boost it now. Just like, oh, I actually did succeed.
Right.
Like you'd have to burn 2 to boost it and reroll. But if you can just burn 1 to just reroll.
Just reroll. Okay, I'm doing to reroll.
And they're not burned forever. They're just
Yeah.
gone forever. 36.
Much better.
Alright, so 36 reverse is a 63, which is a hit to the right arm. However, you can use up to half of your fight skill to reduce it. Up to,
Fight skill is
35.
so you can take away 18, we'll round up. So you can go from 63 minus 18.
No, 30. Oh yeah, 63.
63
It's
minus
still
18
the right arm,
is
right?
53 minus another 8.
Well,
It'd be
yeah,
left
45.
arm.
45.
So 45 would be, you can either hit her on the right arm, which he's standing on, or in the left arm.
Which one's the not broken one?
He's standing on the not broken.
Oh,
So
and
if
for
you're
that
on the
one-
left, if you go on the left arm, you guys essentially have her pinned down.
Well, that arm's already
Actually,
broken.
I take that back. Since he's considered flanking, you get plus 5 to your roll. For each person flanking, you get an additional 5, so you would have succeeded. You
Oh,
feel like
that-
you would have succeeded your
that
first
first
roll. So
So
I take it back. So what did you
Oh.
roll the first time? 66.
66.
Six-
So
Still
by,
would be 66 if you reversed it.
It'd still be the right arm. But
but he gets a sigil back.
right, you get your sigil back. So
Yeah.
we'll retcon that. Future, so when you're fighting, if you're flanking something, you get plus 5 to attack for every other member that's flanking the thing.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, the right arms were the ones he's standing on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and for that one, since the other one's already broken, I'm gonna try to break that one too.
Okay, so you hit it, you hear it snap. You kind of hit it where the arm is down like this, so basically the lower arm bones would be up and
She was
down.
watching.
When you snap, you hear them snap through the first one for sure.
What do you have?
The door.
But I'm right there with the kitchen knife.
Alright, do you want to?
I honestly, as soon as you hit her shoulder, I'd be like, I said head.
Alright, so give me another. So now,
She moved.
so now you have both arms pinned down. You have superior position and you're flanking. So give me a fight plus 60.
For 60. Alright.
95.
And are you aiming for the head again?
Yeah.
Okay, so this would be plus 50. Fight plus 50.
And he rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Okay,
So backwards is 80, which is right leg. But I mean, he's aiming for that
Left
hand,
side.
right? Like I thought aiming.
Aiming lets you take up to half of your skill and
Oh.
add or subtract it to it.
Oh, come on.
This alright, so if you've ever seen the movie The Office, this reminds me of the scene with the fax machine where you're just like, for the purpose of the fact that you're standing over top of her, wielding a baseball bat, holding both of her arms down,
I'm aiming at every limb.
you're kind of making sure she suffers and she's crippled before you finish her off. Maybe you didn't like this woman, I don't know. But
I
finally,
don't even know this woman. Where?
maybe you just have issues. I don't know. But you basically turn so that you're standing over top of her torso, and she's just still looking up at you.
She's
You
I
bring,
hope my coworker never watches this.
you bring the bat up over your head two-handed, and you just bring it down with a sickening crunch right to the top of her skull, like right where the forehead meets the hairline, and it caves in a little bit, but she's still like, so you just whack,
She's got a fucking hard head.
whack. So you go at it a few times, and so Mitch, you see that he's just wailing away on this thing, and it has stopped moving, but he's still swinging away on it.
Yeah, I would have like stepped back, and probably after the fourth or fifth, I'd like grab him, like fucking thank you, finally.
Okay, so you now,
Alright,
I'd look
stress.
at the,
You guys
I'd look
are
at the,
covered in blood though.
yes. So
I'd look at the game, and give him a thumbs up.
You're definitely covered in splatter marks. Some of it cast off has gotten on you. Your clothes. You've both been doing a pretty good job of like keep your mouths closed and shit like that. But you're definitely bloodied, and you're standing at the bottom of the staircase over a pulped corpse.
We'll be right up.
And that was Jesse's first kill.
Yay!
Assistance.
Golf
I am going
claps.
to assume you're okay now.
We'll be right up. Let's go. I need a shower.
Same.
Yeah, that's right. I
Give me a perception plus 20 because you're actually looking at them.
The roll below.
Yeah, you got 91, man.
At the door.
Everything seems fine.
Let's give him a fine thumbs up.
Everything seems fine. He just kind of gives you the thumbs back down, like, we're clear.
Looks clear.
Everything is awesome.
So we would come back up.
Alright,
I've grabbed one of the knives and I'm like sitting on I'm like watching the TV. Now I'm looking for I'm very vividly looking for like zombie related things because now my brain's going.
and you start to see more and more of what we were talking about earlier, like more and more violent videos.
Just go
People
wash
being
up.
attacked, people being bitten.
What
And
happened?
you see the news is talking about like rabies, and starting to say like stay indoors. And at this time, Mitch and Jesse walk back in, not covered in blood, but they're both clearly bloodied, and the baseball bat is dripping. Like there's chunks of
Make
something
sure, like,
on
on
the
the
end of
side.
it. Yeah. So he flicks the chunks out, but they're still like you see a bit of hair on the end of it, and it's blood.
So
What the fuck happened?
let's close the door.
Get
Close the
up.
door, lock out, barricade.
You
I'm pushing the chair now.
you
The
I'm
couch.
walking to.
yeah, you're more. I'll explain. You wash it up. I'll trade you.
I've pushed the couch in front of the door.
That's fine. I give you a hand, slide it, and lock.
And I just shower.
So
So you strip down, like you're in one of those like mental fugues.
my
You just-
clothes fit you.
He just strips. You hear the shower kick on. You hear like the tink of an aluminum baseball bat hitting the bathroom floor.
Okay. So yeah. Okay.
It's fucking zombies, isn't it?
You know what? I was really not gonna wanna like go there, but maybe.
It's
Well,
zombies?
No. I'm just gonna say that to justify why I saw you murder somebody. I'm just gonna say it's zombies. Don't tell me otherwise because if the cops come in, I'm just gonna say I thought it was a zombie. They'll assume I'm crazy and we can just go over there.
I don't think cops are coming, but yes, she attacked after she fell from the second story. The kid downstairs is dead.
What?
High five.
So, okay.
Are you gonna say the kid attacked first too?
Well, I mean, the kid punched through the security window.
Wait.
Okay, so it was zombies because I don't want to deal with a double. Now we're dealing with a double murder, and I
Anyway,
just be part of that.
anyway.
Anyway,
Everything's gonna be okay. Just take a
Everything's
deep breath.
okay.
It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be okay. Just hunker down.
We have 2 dead people.
And none of them are upstairs.
That's true.
Still, from somewhere near you by, you hear what sounds like a handgun going off. Bang, 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 bang. 7 or 8 shots ring out.
Maybe have more bodies.
Okay.
Okay. Doors locked. Close the blinds. We're going to
I've now turned up the volume on the TV.
Gabe, suggestions?
I'm gonna unplug the fridge, move it over to the window, and plug it back in.
That's a good man. I'll give you a hand with that.
All right, so between the two of you, you easily unplug the fridge, shimmy it
I'll
out.
wash my hands.
You know what it was?
Smart.
Like high five Gabe, he's now covered in blood.
I've got the TV volume not so nobody can talk over it, but definitely to where unless people are actively talking, you can hear it easily. And I am like flipping through.
Should we turn on the open spec?
So are you just watching like YouTube? Or are you actually flipping through like channels?
We don't have cable.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's literally, we have YouTube, Hulu.
okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm flipping through live channels on YouTube.
Alright,
I'm
so
typing in
so
like.
you're starting to see more and more of the live channels are starting to all kind of play the same thing. Like, you know, potential rabies, stay indoors, stay away from each other. If you have sick, you know, keep an eye on them. Don't come in contact. Hostile, or, you know, things like hostile, aggressive. These things keep coming out in these reels.
I was just trying to joke around. I didn't think it would actually be zombies.
Neither of the 2 zombies touched us. We're fine. I know we look messy. We're gonna wash up. That's just splatting. I promise. No bites, no scratches, no nada. We're good.
How long you spending in the shower? You just like doing
Just
that thing
quick
like
rinse
where you're,
off.
I have a
you're like
loofah in there, like
where you're like curled up in the corner, like. Okay.
More like just like contemplating what the fuck I just did and just
So
make sure I'm getting this off.
So yeah, you're in there and you're kind of looking down, letting the water hit you, and you see leavings washing down the drain. You know, the water turns from bright red to pink to clear. You kind of scrub a couple flecks of something out of your hair, but you're clean. You're effectively clean.
Yes, we're gonna be
I'll
okay.
just grab some of his clothes and
We're
with
gonna
the same
be okay.
size.
Todd, you good? No? It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get you home. We're gonna get you to Steve. You're gonna be great.
I'm calling my parents now to see if they answer.
Matt, we're gonna get you home. You're gonna be okay. Your family's good. Promise. Everything's okay.
So you call it, the phone rings and rings and rings, and then it gets a fast busy. Not that they didn't pick up. It's just one of those things like the congested network.
Right.
So if you want to try and send a text, because it's the call.
I'm going to use Facebook Messenger and call over the Facebook Messenger.
Okay, so that goes through. They pick up. You see like a dark. The room's dark, so the only light is from the camera, and it's.
So just a side note, I don't know if that's going to affect anything, but my dad, oh no, he doesn't anymore because he's fucking working for Boeing now. Never mind. I was about to say he used to work for Intel up until 2 months ago. Never mind.
So you see, it's both of them kind of huddle over the phone, like oh, thank God you're okay. It's dangerous out, and then it's Facebook Messenger is going over the network, so it's kind of like pixelated and it's a little bit choppy on the audio, much like Skype when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So they kind of reassure you they're fine.
Calling you out,
Just, like,
Sky.
just stay safe. Like, don't try to come to us. Stay where you're at.
You guys gonna be good? Are you guys okay?
And you hear like you hear like a couple guns rocking. You're like,
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that.
we'll be okay, honey. Just stay there. We'll contact you when all this is over.
Alright, I fully trust that. They're both Air Force. They're both well trained in weapons. I'm not worried.
The best force.
That's fine.
And they both say, you know, we love you. And we'll see when all this is over.
Yeah, I reciprocate all that. No,
It's gonna be fine.
no.
It's gonna be fine.
So Jesse, you're done your dress. You're back in the room. Does anybody else have anything they want to do, discuss? Like,
I'm gonna go wash it.
okay, Mitch is gonna go wash.
No.
Sorry, technical problems. We have ends.
Yes.
No.
They're
And
not
one of them
zombie
is
cats
being
yet.
very annoying.
Here, hold on.
It's cool. On the camera, their eyes are like Shiny.
Indeed.
Capture that for Indian.
God, I love chatty cats. Silly kitty. What are you looking at?
Alright, so give me
Recommend.
everybody that's in here. So basically, yeah, everybody except for Mitch, you made your way to the shower. Give me perception -10.
Why am
Keep all the
I
clothes like tossed in a corner.
So the baseball bat's still in there, unless would you have washed that off too?
What is everybody
If he
rolling
had no
for?
power.
Perception -10.
Perception -10.
Okay. So basically, if you pass, let me know what your score was.
Pass 22.
I passed with 27.
27?
I failed.
Pass with a 5.
5, right.
Damn.
So you two, everyone else is kind of, like, the TV's up a little bit, and everyone else is kind of just, like, talking, kind of figuring stuff out. You're all kind of looking at your phones. And you two, again, like earlier, from below, you hear a thump. A thump.
No.
Some scrapes. And then you hear kind of the same, a little quieter from the other side of the apartment. Down below, downstairs.
Okay.
Like you hear thump. Slower. Another boom. Like something bumping into stuff. You hear something in the far end downstairs. A bump and a crash.
Wall above the fireplace. Thank you.
Zombie bug.
More like
It's that time of year.
It is.
Guys, we need to like, we need to get like,
Closing up.
who are Gabe, Mitch? We need more reinforcement. Come get on this couch with us, please.
Mitch isn't here in house.
Mitch is in the
What?
shower.
Mitch is in the shower. Jesse, sit.
I'm not going up there.
No. I can hear more. There's more. I'm gonna like, I'm gonna move the other chair in front of, to like just add to the door. Yeah, in front of the couch. Yeah, why not? The more the merrier.
I'll sit in that.
Okay.
You're gonna sit in the movie chair?
Alright, so your door is proper barricaded. The window is proper barricaded with television. Mitch, same deal. Like you weren't as bloody. You know, you wash yourself clean, you put on some new clothes.
I'm sure this door is locked.
Well, it's not like anybody can get up here.
So they can jump on those zombies in this world.
So you come back out, you rejoin everybody. They fill you in that there's been some noises from down below.
There were more people. There was another kid.
It's
There's.
okay. They're down there. We're up here. Nothing's getting in as long as we stay calm, we stay quiet, we turn down the TV. There should be an option for some auto-generated captions if we need to read.
Yeah, which I go ahead and turn out. Well, I turn up the captions, not the volume, obviously.
Just hunker down. How's everyone? Food, drink, hungry, thirsty?
You would have all eaten during the course of the game, like usually you had Postmates come by and deliver stuff.
We don't know that.
All of those,
We didn't eat today.
it's like all of those services would have been fine. Like the people out and about are the people that aren't sick.
Right.
For the mechanics of the game, you would have all been good to eat up till dinner at this point. So for the first 2 in-game blocks, you would have all had your food units and your water units.
You're right. This isn't real life. Real Chloe doesn't eat.
We've got some, but I mean, a lot of it's real close range. Well, you've got that knife that you keep jittering and shaking with. It's probably about the same.
Probably about the same.
Yeah.
A knife's a knife.
The only thing long range that you and I would have would be our bows, and those would be at home.
I've got my lightsaber out and I'm just like tapping it. You want me to actually bring it up? Because I can actually bring it up.
So you're
when that breaks 3 swings in, we'll get you a real one.
Oh, you know, I have the pen. Yeah.
You know what? It's something like it's a mental thing for me.
Todd,
Mental
you
thing.
good?
Anything else heavy? I would prefer heavy.
Do you have a pen?
Pen.
he hands over your
You can
cast
build
iron
the
fan.
step ladder.
I mean, it would also break, but I have a lock. But that thing would bust.
It would make really funny noises when you're beating a zombie.
Oh, I do have something. I run into the room, and I come back with the tape reinforced kendo training swords we have.
There you go.
We've got 2 of them.
Mhm.
One's a half sword, but one's a full thing, and it's solid wood reinforced with probably about 4 or 5 layers of tape.
I'll take the half one. I've trained with a kendo blade before.
Still got that kneecapper?
Unfortunately,
Oh.
no.
Oh,
I do not have the kneecapper anymore. I
have
wish.
a skillet.
So for the mechanics of the game, basically the players are going to start off with what they literally have in this house. I'm not going to go count cans of green bean. We're just going to say they have X amount of food. As far as arms and armaments go, what they have in this house is what they get. And I didn't tell them this ahead of time so that they could go out to the zombie survival store and buy a bunch of like shark mesh for their arms.
They're closing now, by the way.
And I know, close. Thanks, guys. So what they have here, legitimately, is what they're going to have in character. And they show me some of the stuff, but we're not going to like showcase everything on screen for brevity's sake. But they do actually have these items that they're going to claim their characters have.
We're nerds.
The swords that we have are too unwieldy for any kind of close quarters combat and too heavy to swing quickly like we need to.
I'll take the hammer. Oh.
You
No. You're gonna be closer to them than I am, hopefully. So you keep it.
You
Do
hear
you want a
another.
bigger tire
You
iron?
hear another 4-round burst of gunfire
We're not opening that door up.
somewhere close by, but not in your building, but from your area. You hear another 4 or 5 shots ring out. You're starting to hear some motion outside, the crunch, 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 crunch of the gravel. You hear one going from this way to that way, and then you hear another 2 coming in the opposite direction. Crunch, 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 crunch. And accompanied with those runs are blood-curdling screams.
just
I'm now
stay
calling.
quiet.
I'm calling the Fremont phone, like the company phone, and going through the channels and demanding for Andreas or for Dragon.
You just get fast busy.
I'm now going over Messenger for Andreas.
It's good. This time it rings and rings and rings and nothing comes through. And Rosie's doing the same thing. Like you see her texting back and forth with somebody. And if asked, she says it's Andres. He said shit's gone sideways downtown. He's currently holed up in one of the casinos with a couple coworkers and a few of the tourists. They got the doors barred, and he's holding their own.
He's safer than we are. The security doors that they have for their security rooms, they're reinforced.
Oh yeah,
as
no,
well.
I've seen. There's no getting in those.
He's gonna be okay.
I was just making sure he at least made it into one of those.
For silenced range, that would be.
Yeah,
It's one of those ones that you can compress the air yourself. And I've shot it, punctured a car door. So it'll get through somebody.
There you go.
How many TVs you got?
We're gonna need to pick up one there.
There it is.
5 shots.
5 shots.
You don't have 5 BBs?
I do. Because I lost them in the car door.
Alright, so write down. So basically for your weapon slots, like once we divvy them out, if you look at your cheat sheets on the backside, it's going to talk about weapon type, light, medium, heavy, those are your melee, and then near, medium, far, those are going to be your ranged. And there's some examples, like you have a near light range, which would be like a 22 pistol. So a far light range would be more along the lines of a 22 hunting rifle. For a BB gun, we'd probably call it a medium light.
Well, I
How
mean,
good of a shot are you?
Not good in game.
So as you sort out your weapons, obviously you'll kind of annotate your sheets as you go along. But
Yeah.
what is the group doing right now?
we're getting the weapons divvied up.
Trying to hold it together.
Yeah,
Try not to freak the fuck out.
I'm just because that's my go-to when I'm freaking out. I'm just watching the news.
I'll get some water in some cups and just kind of pass them around.
So as you're all hydrating, Brittany starts noticing something. She's skipping through like the live channels, the CNN, Fox News, whatever local ones might be broadcast on YouTube, and used to be there's something on every single channel, and most of them were reporting the same stuff. Now she's flipping through, and every once in a while she's getting the color bars, like the emergency channel. It says at the bottom, so it's stay indoors, stay indoors,
Oh shit.
only go out if you have to, stay away from people that are sick, watch out for aggressive behavior, and that's just scrolling. And that's on every like 4th or 5th channel.
Alright,
Not,
so
not the
now
major networks, but like the more local subsidiary type stuff is has gone to emergency broadcast.
alright, so I'm just gonna pick one, just CNN, why not? I'm just gonna pick No, BBC. I'm gonna check out BBC and see if this is international.
So you go to BBC and you see a lot of the same headlines.
This is completely.
You see aerial footage of Buckingham Palace, and you see like a crowd of people outside, some holding protest signs, and it says like, tell us the truth about the virus. And you see all the guards outside, and it's kind of like keeping people back. And same type of headlines, stay indoors. You see like a rolling story about the supermarkets, like shelves empty, through the panic of this, people kind of like making run on the stores. And this has been going on. This is not new. That story is not new. Every time like the swine flu kicks up, people do the same exact thing.
Well, yeah.
But they're just basically running like B-roll footage because nothing new is coming out. So empty stores, people protesting, and she lines of people wearing masks outside of hospitals, hospitals full of people. And this is local, international, like everything you can find. Like whatever, even if it's like Al Jazeera, Middle Eastern news, it's kind of the same story.
I'm just going to keep it on BBC, but I'm just going to turn it down even more. At this point, it's just for background noise.
You have the closed captioner, like you said.
Yes.
So obviously it's a little bit of lag, but you see the same message scroll.
Yep. And now I'm like, just even though I've watched a bajillion zombie things or whatever, I'm looking up like zombie survival tactics.
So you basically do a Google search and you'll find, The Onion, and you'll find like a few like Max Brooks' Zombie Survival Handbook on Amazon for $19.99. Download the ebook for for your Kindle, which is an amazing book, by the way.
It is a good book.
At times, if you can sleep, I know it's pretty late for you. My bed's a king size. You can probably sprawl out if you want to take a rest.
I can try.
It's probably pushing what, 1:30 now?
Yeah. The
Probably pushing about
1:30 or so
1:30.
now.
Yeah, it's going on 1:30, 1:45. We could wrapped up D&D at about midnight, and then kind of the events of everything, gathering your stock. It is definitely later on in the day.
Morning.
Morning, right. So some of you are, especially you two, Jesse and Mitch, the adrenaline from the events earlier kind of faded away, and you're feeling that drain. You're not tired, but you know what it feels like to have like an adrenaline rush, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
And now your brain is left to kind of catch up with the events.
Oh yeah, my neck.
Thank you for having my back up there.
I'm gonna let you go out there by yourself. That was crazy shit.
Look, in the morning, we can take a look. If there's nothing moving around, we can grab some stuff out of the cars. You've got some tools and stuff. I've got bungee cord.
I've got a tool set. I've got a handsaw. Don't ask me why I have a handsaw, but I've got a handsaw.
I've got tools, first aid kit, tarps.
We've got some stuff, and we can go from there. We gotta play it by ear with this kind of thing. This could blow over in a couple days, or this could be something a bit more. But regardless, it'll be okay. We've got each other. We've got food here. We've got water for now. Probably tomorrow we want to start filling some buckets, cans, bottles with some water, just in case. We don't know if this doesn't blow up in a couple days. We don't know if power will go out, water will go out.
Well, and I've got the water filter, so it'll make it a little longer, but at least if we put it in the filter and then pour it out, now, it's filtered water, so that should help us.
And also put a stopper on the tubs.
Yeah,
For like,
fill all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But point is, we don't know how long this is going to be. Let's prep for mid to short light.
Okay.
We don't have the facilities for long-term camping inside.
So I
From
think
the
we should-
courtyard, you hear someone running, shouting, "Help me! Help me!" It sounds like a woman's voice. "Somebody please help me!
Nope.
Please help me!" Does anyone go out to the balcony to investigate?
Nope.
I'm like, let me just look at Mitch.
"Please help me! They've got my kids! Please, somebody help me!"
Nope. Fuck them. Sets us up.
We can't.
Matt, there is nothing we
You
can
hear them shouting as they're making their way past your balcony, and you hear them run, and then you hear the same screaming as you heard earlier, following the sound, and you hear a new scream, and then silence. Does anyone want to go look?
Fuck no, I know what I'm gonna see.
It's one thing we have curtains on the balcony.
Yeah?
Once I hear that, I'm going to just shake my head. I'm going to just find somewhere to sit down in the kitchen. Just
So I think we should keep one bathtub for drinkable water, but we keep one tub to like at least while we still have running water to at least shower and stuff and kind of all that. So I think since this one's closer to the living room, we should like do a deep clean of it and then like stop it up and then start getting drinkable water in there.
We got a couple pairs of noise canceling headphones. And you want to pop those in? I would.
One of the questions, do we have any way to aerate that water? Because it's going to sit there and get terrible not long after.
That's fair. That's a fair point. There's no point in that, is there?
But
All we need is a butler.
if you guys can't handle screams or shouts, or if this is fucking with you too bad, just toss on those headphones. While we have power, we've got probably 45,000 phone chargers in this house.
Yeah.
Charge them up.
And then it's only a few candles, but I've got a few candles for when the power does go out.
I just bought a shit ton. Well, by a shit ton, I mean 5.
One.
5.
It's a really big.
So
There's a really big one, there's a sphere, and then 3 tiny ones, and they get in the little holders. So
Gabe, do you have your window covered with any sort of curtain? Okay, cool. And then I'm just,
all the windows are covered.
yeah, so we don't have to worry about anybody being able to see in here. So I think as long as we don't go on the balcony, nothing will know that we're in here.
So from down below, this whole time,
Don't go to the edge of the balcony.
in between conversation, like you've heard the bumping and like stuff getting knocked over, but now you've kind of grown accustomed by living here. When you live somewhere, you know like where the sounds are coming from, and the floor above, floor below. So you know, based on living here, that all of the thudding is now coming from below you, right about where the balcony window would be, but 1 floor down.
Yep.
So it's like big thud, quieter thud. Big thud, big thud. Just
Mommy
don't-
zombie, child zombie.
Yeah, it's small.
Zombie.
Zombie, zombie,
No, stop.
We have to deal with it somehow.
Do you think
Just
we don't need to barricade the?
no.
No,
I think that's fine.
I highly doubt zombies can figure out how to use a ladder. And if so, I highly doubt they'll find a big ladder.
Though your couch and chair might not be too good. We need to try and get some rest if we can. I know it's going to be hard, but we might have a big day tomorrow.
Well, I'm used to staying up for quite a while, so if we need somebody to keep a lookout.
We have, I don't know how easy this is going to be, but we got your massive ass chest in the bedroom. Can we try to at least scoop that in front of the door?
That's right now. No, that's gonna make way too much noise.
That's fair.
So
What about that?
you keep
giant
hearing.
dresser that we brought for our birds? You know, so we said that.
Later, but again, moving any furniture tonight is gonna be too much noise.
So you keep hearing running screams, like that's ongoing. Like, you hear this every once in a while, another like through the rocks and scream, ah, and then sporadic gunfire, pop, 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 coming from kind of just
I'm gonna keep
around,
some of these on overnight.
yeah, just around your apartment complex. And this, so is everyone going to bed? Is everyone going to try and get some sleep?
Well, considering that this is like the start of my day, I sleep in the middle of the day, so this is like 1 in the afternoon for me. So there's no way I'm going to sleep anymore.
It's going on now. It's probably close to 2 o'clock.
I usually don't go to sleep until like 10 or 11.
We've got 4 beds.
Honestly, I'd probably take a recliner out here just in case shit does go down. One of us is here. You want to take the other recliner too, or
So who else staying up and who's going to sleep?
I'm staying up.
I'm staying up.
So everyone else, so basically,
I'll try, but I think I would probably sleep out here and send you guys into the rooms.
okay, so Tess and Doodle, you're staying up. Everyone else is going to at least try to get some sleep. Correct?
I'm Googling while I can to find like all the locations of nearby stores besides the ones I already obviously know.
And you can save those to your phone, basically.
Yeah.
Like you can save those on like a Google map, like save locations, like things like
I'm physically writing it down because I'm not counting on my electricity to last.
Smart. Alright, so everyone kind of makes their way off to at least rest, maybe not sleep. So an hour goes by, Tess and Doodle, and same noises. Like every once in a while you hear,
I'd give you headphones too if you needed.
like you hear the blood curdling screams, and every once in a while you hear what sounds more like a scream of pain or fear, quickly silenced, and just the number of running figures seem to grow throughout the night. The number of gunshots seems to diminish throughout the night. There's no longer a sound of traffic. All that's come to a stop. A lot of the noises that you're used to of just life in general have kind of started to fade away and being replaced by these screams and the almost unending thumps and bangs from the apartment down below. Because you two are staying out here in the living room, correct? So you hear that, like, doof, 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 doof against the glass downstairs. Finally, you hear a screamer, or a scream, running what sounds like at your balcony window. And you just hear a loud crash downstairs.
Well,
They didn't learn to fly. Some of the looks on your face was like, what?
Yeah. That was insane.
You hear a
Jump
loud,
off the balcony.
you hear a loud smash from downstairs, and then you hear some banging around. Those of you who sleep, you might shuffle a little bit, and you hear some like almost like ping ponging sounds from below, and you actually give me a perception plus 20 because you're actually listening for noises.
Perception. Fail 19.
Failed by 19.
Yes.
26.
That's a pass.
That's pass.
So you kind of hear, you're like really focused on the TV, so you're not super tuned into what's going on. You do hear kind of the bang, 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 and it stops for a while under where Gabe's bedroom is. The noise like completely stops, all motion stops. But you do hear, whereas you're used to kind of like the sprinting sound like rocks, you're kind of more of like a slow walk, kind of a shuffled, dragging noise. You hear two of them, two distinct noises going away from the apartment, like through where the first one was. Then after a while, you hear the noise pick back up in the bedroom. The screaming kicks back up and it runs kind of back out through the balcony and off midnight. So after, again, this is about 2 hours. You kind of been on watch.
Maybe around $3 for.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, are you going to wake anyone up to try to get some sleep, or are you just going to stay on the watch? Like both of you.
Fine.
No, you're fine. Are you going to try and swap out with somebody, or are you going to keep going?
I'll try and swap out with somebody.
Okay. So you didn't really discuss who would get next to watch, so you basically just pick a person and see if they would mind taking the next watch.
I guess I'd probably poke Mitch since he seems to be the most capable aside from Gabe with his gun.
Okay.
But I'm not going to bother Gabe because I'm not exactly on that kind of term with Gabe yet.
Get shot.
I don't want to get shot, yeah.
That's a fair point.
James,
Yeah.
James.
There's a couple of events.
No, my gun discipline.
Take a rest. I got it.
Okay.
I would assume there's one more.
Yeah,
Almost Kevin said.
Yeah.
Alright.
Uh,
I'm surprised they didn't.
Either way.
I was supposed to be seriously on the planet. Not planet, so on Mitchell.
Probably.
Obviously on Thor next year. That would be awesome.
Like a puppy.
Aw.
Oh.
That's a king size bed. You could both fit.
And then there's also my bed.
And yeah, then there's I think 3 queen or king size beds in this place.
No matter what, you're the little spoon. Like in any pairing, you're definitely the little spoon.
Oh, you have a queen now
I
too,
thought
right?
she'd be the
Yes. I think all 4 beds in here are kings or queens. Like there's enough for everybody to
I'll
spoon.
take that. I'll just totally spoon this hot.
There you
It's
go.
hot.
There you go.
Aw.
Matt's the little spoon.
Always.
Always.
And I'll just
But yeah,
find an
I'll
empty
just
bed. Fucking pass out.
I'll just sit there, tire iron in hand.
So do you pass on basically anything that happened on your watch? You pass
Yeah.
on, so
Yeah.
you know that whatever was inside downstairs sounds like it's no longer there.
And I'd probably sit on the couch up against the door, just sitting there listening, waiting.
Nice. So you know, 4 turns into 5. Sun, the sky kind of starts to glow a little bit. And again, you still hear more of the same. Sprinting, screaming. Every once in a while a gunshot, but it sounds like they're further and further away. And other than that, you don't hear anything from down below anymore. It seems kind of like the calm has returned, minus the running and the screaming of the crazy people as far as you know. Is there anything in the 2 hours you're on shift that you want to do? You or Rick?
Ideas to handle in the morning when everyone's awake and I can kind of talk to them about it, but
I mean, I think our best bet would be there's the gas station right there and right there. You might try to hit that up depending on how active it seems outside. See if anybody. Well, next door. Next door is an occupied house, hopefully.
next door, we know downstairs is bad, but we haven't heard anything for a while. We don't know about the other side.
Leaving yet, so.
Right. If anything, we can use Gabe's BBs to maybe bust a window far away.
Yeah.
And draw attention there if need be.
Well, we got plenty of rocks downstairs. We can always use a small bag, fill it up, and that way we have. I mean, we have plenty of rocks out there. That's a lot of diversion.
Got a bit of metal dice too. We could probably
Yeah,
check
we do
through
have a
some
lot of
windows.
So we got plenty of diversionary tools.
Uh,
I'd say if
we've
we
got
had-
too much to. We have plenty of weapons and not enough to carry, and too many to carry is the problem.
Well, I've got blankets that we can just kind of wrap up and make makeshift like satchels and
Anything we carry, we gotta. And what happens when that gets too heavy?
I mean, we got to prioritize, obviously. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 of us, so we can carry a fair amount between us.
Between you and me, we've got 9 people, and not everyone's gonna be able to carry.
That's fair. I mean, we just need to prioritize, I'd say. Gabe's got his gun. Like, each of us try to carry at least 2.
weapons, and then the diversionary. I mean, there's so many rocks around here. I don't think we need to collect rocks. There's no point in that.
But
We should each keep at least a handful of dice on us. It's not like
In
they're
the-
heavy.
in the morning, we'll go out on the balcony,
Mhm.
take a peek. If, let's call it an hour goes by, and we don't see anything, we can start checking the next door, this 4x4 that we've got here.
Yeah.
But if we see anything, come back, wait another couple hours, same thing. We need to make sure the coast is semi-clear. Maybe if we go long enough, we throw a couple rocks we use this BB to shoot a distant car, try and set off the alarm.
That's good. But I mean, I feel like especially if we can get this Ford place cleared out, if we can get that one cleared out, we can bounce between the two buildings for a while if we can always barricade this top area.
We can try.
Yeah.
But so we tell everyone what's up and we can discuss more.
I think I'm gonna try to at least take a nap, try to swing my schedule around. I might as well try to be awake during the day.
Grab some headphones. You got your bed. I got this.
Alright. I'm gonna do so.
What time is it in the morning?
So after she kind of racks out, it goes on to about like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And some of you, after getting 4 or 5 hours sleep, start kind of coming awake naturally. And like anyone that's had something bad happen in their life, like that first day when you wake up the next day, your brain tries to process, and it's almost like in a state of disbelief. Like all of you are faced with the reality of what might be going on, what that might mean for the future for you, for everyone you know, for the world, for all you know. You each have some moments of solace laying there, either by yourself or next to a friend. And
Don't tell your husband.
so you all
Matt finally gets laid.
collect yourselves and you make your way back out to the center where Mitch has been keeping watch. And you're so used to the screaming, which doesn't seem like something you'd ever get used to. It's almost eerily quiet outside. And you don't really know what that means yet. And you won't find out until the next episode. So any parting comments for the end before we wrap it up?
I was like actually shaking.
Yeah, that was like just the thought of like everything's in such a real world setting, like you almost just subconsciously start feeling tense about it.
Yeah.
Like when I was getting all panicky earlier, like part of me was actually panicky, even though I know that this is just role playing. Like I was literally feeling like the tension I would feel if I knew he had just killed somebody.
Oh,
I
I
kind
feel
of
you
feel like
there.
I'm not gonna sleep tonight.
I
Right.
feel you there completely. I'm at the way like this stuff builds up for me personally. Like it's gonna take a couple of sessions, but like it's gonna reach a boiling point, and I don't think my psyche's going to recover.
I honestly sometimes wonder and worry if Gabe and I there's a mental condition that like chemicals in your brain don't go off, and so in times of like traumatic stress or times where you should feel traumatic stress, your brain just turns into you literally don't even register it as a stressful situation, and that's why like a lot of times I'll crack jokes during bad times and shit like that. It's not that like I'm trying to alleviate the pressure, but it's like my brain is like, now's a good time for a joke, dude. And I often wonder if Dave and I have that kind of mental disorder because he and I do that a lot. In
It's a
times of
coping mechanism.
really bad stress, like we'll joke. That's why like I honestly feel when we were opening that door down there, I would be making like, what am I gonna say? Killed kid, checking the downstairs. Like I feel like I would actually say that because that's how my brain deals with this kind of thing.
It's a coping
This
mechanism.
reminds me of the nervous laughter.
I will say, when I was describing the person running by looking for help, like you looked like you were internalizing it.
Absolutely.
And then
Unfortunately, I have been called as to having like a hero syndrome, and it is difficult to not help everybody.
and that's gonna be like that's gonna be the world you're gonna face. You're gonna have to make those like, do we help them or not? If I help them, will it be a benefit to the group or will it be, a downfall for the group? And like that's the decisions you're gonna have to reach, both as yourselves and as the group. And sometimes you're gonna be split off from the group, so you won't have everybody else's opinion. Like when you're split up, you're not talking to each other unless you have radios.
You, when we were downstairs and checking out the house, I thought you were gonna have a fucking panic attack over there. I thought I saw you about to cry down there. You were like freaking out.
Tears are okay. All right, so
I have overactive imagination.
so our group is kind of finally starting to realize that this isn't looters. This isn't some thing that might just pass quickly. This is something bad. They've literally seen their neighbor tearing their other neighbor apart. They've had to do things already. We already have a kill for both Mitch and Jesse.
Roll the board!
The Bomber Brothers over there. And as the days progress, we'll have to see what the group does to stay together, what their plans are. Are they going to hunker down? Are they going to try to move somewhere else? Are they going to try to find friends? Are they going to try to find allies? We'll have to see how that goes. So until the next time we meet, stay alive.